Okay, girls. So the next part of the series that we have been doing on percentages is going to be to change from percentages to decimals. So remember that we have been using this analogy that percentages, fractions, and decimals are like different outfits of the same person. And this is beautiful Miss Ochoa with her curly hair only wearing different outfits. So it's the same person, just wearing different outfits, okay? So this time we're going to, in last term, we were working with changing percentages to fractions and fractions to percentages, right? This time we're going to change percentages to decimals, okay? But to do that, it's easier if we first, oh, it's not drawing, let me see, pen, draw. If first we go from percentages to fractions and then from fractions to decimals. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go first from percentages to fractions and then from fractions to decimals. So let's do some examples and see how we go. So example 1, 38%. So this will be a good to remember, like a good review of what we were doing last term. So remember that percent mean per 100. So how do we write it? We write it as 38 over 100. Good. Now, every time that we use this vinculum is this line that is used in fractions. It also means division. So it also means 38 divided by 100, okay? And we already did a little bit of this also when we're multiplying by 10 by hundreds and then divided by 10 by hundreds. And we say that when we're dividing by 100, I'm going to do it just here to remember. If I have 38 and then I have my decimal place here, agree? Remember that we're talking that this one is ones and this one is tenths and this one is 1 over 10. Agree? And we have this line here that is dividing. Agree? So if I have my 38%, when I'm dividing by 100, I'm moving the digits in what direction? To the right, because I'm going to make it smaller, my number. Agree? And because I have two zeros, that means that I have to move my digits 2 decimal places. So that will mean that I will have to move the 8 in the tenths and then it will have to go into the hundreds. So I'm going to do it with a different color down here. So that means that the 8 is going to end up here, the 3 is going to end up here, the decimal place is still in the same place. Therefore, my answer is 0.38 or 38 hundredths because I have 2 decimal places. Okay, perfect. Let's do the next example. So if I have 70%, we go first to fractions. 70% means 70 over 100. And again, I have to move my 7 and my 0 2 decimal places to the right. So I'm just going to do it here. Like I'm not going to do it, but if you need to do that intermittent step, I'm not going to do it just for easy for the video to do it a little bit more simple. This will be 0.70. You can do your grid here if you need to, or if you can do it directly, you will get to this answer. But now my question is, do I need this 0? No, I actually don't need it, so I'm going to rub it out. So my answer is going to be 0.7 or 7 tenths. Okay, perfect. Now, let's go to this one, 9%. So if I do 9%, I have to do 9 over 100. You know what, girls? I prefer to do it. So if I do my grid here, I put 9, that's 0. Perfect. And these are my grids. I'm just going to do my place values here. Perfect. So I know that I'm making it smaller, and I know that I have to move the 9 2 decimal places. So that means that I have to move it 1, 2. So it goes here. Agree? And then I put 0, 0. Perfect. So that means there is 0.09 or 9 hundredths because I have 2 decimal places. Great. Let's then do the next one, 100%. So 100%, if I do that one, is 100 over 100. Agree? And when I have a 100 over 100, what do I get? I have 1. So this one is very important because, and we already have spoken about this one. This one is the whole. So every time that we talk about 100%, we're talking about the whole, the complete unit. Okay? Perfect. Let's do this one, 6.8. It might look tricky, but we are not getting nervous, right, girls? Because we know that 6.8% only means 6.8 over 100. Yes? And if we use our grade, so I say 6.8, and I put this one, I'm going to use red to show here my decimal point so I don't get confused. Good. And I'm just going to put this one here and here and here in case that I need it. Good. And I know, maybe I need another one. This one's going to move to spaces, and I have enough spaces here. Like, yeah, just in there. Perfect. Great. So the 8 has to move 2 decimal places to the right because it's becoming smaller. So 1, 2 is going to end up here. Perfect. And the 6, 1, 2 is going to end up here. Fantastic. So that becomes 0.068 or 68 thousandths because I have 3 decimal places. You see, so no drama because we know how to divide by powers of 10. Fantastic. So I hope that you can see here how everything, all the work that we have been doing this semester all links together. Now, the last one, 12.5%. Again, they're trying to throw us a fraction and scare us with a fraction, but we know we can do it. So the first thing is that we know that we have 12 whole there. You can use your calculator to convert this one into a decimal. As I said, every time that we have a vinculum, every time that we have a fraction, it only means 1 divided by 2. So if you do 1 divided by 2, your calculator is going to give you that's 0.5 or 5 tenths. So that means that I can write this as 12.5 because I have 12 the whole ones, and this is the fraction part, and the fraction part is 5 tenths over 100. Again, and I'm going to use my same technique, 12.5, 1, 2, 1. Oh, what did I do? I separated the 1 here. I'm going to erase this line. You know why? Because this line, perfect, doesn't exist. Good. And I have my red point here. Okay, good. So my 5 is going to go 2 places in that direction. So 1, 2, it goes here. And the 2, 1, 2 here. And the 1, 1, 2 here. And my decimal point remains in the same point. So the answer is going to be 0.125 or 125,000. Perfect, girls. So with this, we have finished this part of changing percentages to decimals. Okay, do your exercises, and if you have any questions, please let me know.